Welcome to my camp. I'm going to show you around everything I've built over a couple of years. Kind of developed it and designed it for a long-term camp out. So I'm going to show you around, do a tour of what I've done and bits and pieces that I've built. Everything's pretty much from nature. So this area here, designed all these chairs, cut them out with a chainsaw, and the chair there, that was a burnout chair. So it's a nice R&R area, and I've got some grass seed as well, seeded all this area. So that's all coming through really nicely. So it's a pleasurable area to sit, really relaxing. So I've had some lovely time sitting there with the family. And off to the back of that is my vegetable area. So predominantly I'm going to put potatoes in this year, and I've got a few blackcurrant bushes and raspberry bushes and a few strawberries in there. So that's a nice little plot of growing bits and pieces. When I first started I didn't do a soil test, but I've done a soil test now and I've slowly got the acidity at a better level, so I can grow a little bit more range of crop, but predominantly it'd be potatoes, because potatoes like acidic soil, and obviously the fruit likes it as well, all the berries. But that's the thing with the woodland, you think dig a piece of ground and start planting things, but because of the pine trees and everything, it's creating a lot of acidity in the soil. But I've spent quite a bit of time digging this over and putting compost and leaf mulch on it and potash. It's getting there, it all takes time, but I've thoroughly enjoyed growing things at the camp. And then to the right of that I've made a little nature area, so I've got a lot of birds and wildlife coming in here. I've got some pheasant feeders and a bird table that I put all my scraps on. So they've slowly got used to me being up here and accepted me, so it's lovely sitting back and watching nature come in. Compost area there, so that's about a year's worth of rotting down, predominantly beech leaves, and all my vegetable cuttings go in there. And as you can see, a nice swing. I do like to relax in the woodland, spend time, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous place to spend time, really healthy for you. Then over here is my hide. I set up there quite a bit. I haven't done during the winter as much, but spring's here, so I'll be sitting up there. Made all that from poles from nature. I love spending my evenings sitting up and then looking out at that view. Get the binoculars out there, seeing the deer roaming around. Lovely way to spend a summer's evening, looking at nature. As we leave that, we come into the main area. As you can see, I've made it really practical and comfortable. So this is my cooking area. Do pretty much all my cook-ups on here. I wanted to design a fire pit that I could do pretty much any kind of cooking. Down here I've got the hot rocks, so I can cook on rock. You know, burgers, steaks, all like meats, which is really nice. I've got me chains for hanging me pots and me Dutch oven, so I can do great stews and things like that. I've got a bar going across there so I can hang other items. A lot of thought went into this. Done a lot of camp outs over the years and cooked on a lot of fires, so I wanted to come up with something that was really practical and useful in the camp. I've got the grate down here, so you put all your pots and pans on the grate. The beauty of the rock, it just holds so much heat. So when this fire's up to a really hot temperature, it's gorgeous in the winter. Like I said, I've been here all seasons now, so I can really vouch for a fire with rock. It's definitely a luxury item in a camp. Made lots of tools while I've been here. These are my kind of latest tools I've made. things that I use quite a bit. Definitely the spatulas. If you're building a camp, it's definitely a good skill to learn. Learn to make some kitchen utensils. Just makes life easy, and if they burn or break you can just throw them back in the fire and then make another set. And then on this side, just roughly made pair of tongs. They're always handy for picking up coals and things. So I do a lot of burnout, like burning things out, bowls and things like that. Nice fire prodder. I've had this fire prodder now for about 4 years. It was at my old camp I used to have around the fire pit, and that was one of the items that I took from there and bought here. That lives here. And I've positioned the fire so all the heat reflects back into my lean-to, which I've just revamped. That's been standing for a year and a half. So I revamped it, put some more tarp on, put some more poles to reinforce it, as the weather was taking its toll on it. Inside here I've made a bench. I sit in there a lot, especially when the weather's bad. I think a lean-to's a great build if you're going to spend a while outside. And then on there I just harvested the fence panel. It didn't cost me nothing, broke it down and then just nailed all the feather edge panels on there. Great cooker if it's raining outside, or if you just want a quick meal, you can't be bothered to spark the fire up. Let's run off a gas bottle in that corner. Got me cast iron pan set. Cast iron's definitely the way to go. I've put them through their paces over the last year. Done some great cook-ups. Made a candle for the evenings at night. Little candle holder. Put a little tea light in there. And that's part of a tin. I just hammered that round so it reflects, makes a nice glow. But I love this camp. It's my pride and joy, really. You do get attached to the things you make. I'll show you around the side of the lean-to. I've got to finish this off here, put a few more poles in, seal that off. So I've lined all the back and mossed it, so it's pretty watertight and quite insulated. But that lean-to sits in there great. That's my bike as well. That's great if you're doing a long-term camp out, getting around the woodland. You need to go out somewhere, harvest something, or go down the shops. It saves your legs a bit, especially when you've been walking all day doing bits and pieces. So come round from the back of the lean-to. There's the table and chairs. Very comfortable, that chair. And a great sturdy table, great for chopping all your veggies up and doing your meat and a bit of carving. And this is the other table that's next to that big one. All our family are quite outdoory, so I've built a nice selection of tables and chairs. You might want to sit somewhere nice, or the smoke might be blowing from the fire, you want to sit somewhere else, or the weather's nice, you want to sit outside that first area I showed you. But this is nice in the morning. I tend to sit here if it's lovely weather and have me breakfast. So there's one of my pheasants coming in. It's got so used to me now, and the dog. That's lovely nature walking around your camp. So that's a carving horse I built. That's quite a recent build. That's great for sitting down doing carving, because I do love me carving. I've got another carving block there. And just here is my tool station, you know, where I've got my mallets, and in the summer I hang my axes and bits and pieces on there. 2 decent chopping blocks. That's definitely a first. If you're thinking of building a camp, get yourself a couple of really good chopping blocks. First order of the camp, I think. So useful and easy to get hold of, pretty much. So this is my latest addition to the camp, my latest build. It's my shavehorse. I've just got a couple more bits to do on this. A foot plate to go on and a dowel to go in here, so I can start using my draw knife around camp, making other bits and pieces. Really pleased with this. All out of one piece of timber as well. Utilise the whole piece, apart from the riser block. There was a piece of oak I had left over, so chuffed with that. And that's the foot plate that's got to go on. I just got to drill a hole in there, chisel that out, and that'll sit on there like that. And a new dowel when it's done. Got another table, prep table that I built in the beginning, so that lives there. A bit of carving and bits and pieces have been done on that. That's me water butt. It's great, no bending, simple. And me pizza oven, my earthen oven. That took quite a while to build. I've had a few cook-ups in there, not loads, but I'm going to plan to do a few more this year. Done a nice pizza in there and sparked it up the other week to dry it out. So all this was harvested from the ground, just mixed a bit of sand, a bit of cement and some straw, but it's doing quite well. It's been battered though during the winter. We've had a few strong winds and a lot of rain. This is lovely at night when this is going and you've got your candle going. Really sets off a really nice atmosphere in the camp. That's just a tripod and then some feather edge nail to it. That's keeping most of the elements off it. These are my water butts, so they're pretty full. I've got two of them, one there and one there. That's predominantly for my vegetable patch. And over here, one of my best spots of the camp, the hammock. This is a lovely place in the camp, great view. Lovely setup between these two trees. I've done a few nights out here. A lot of my thinking's done out here, a lot of my relaxing is done out here. So it's a perfect spot. Like I said, I've spent quite a long time kind of designing this, and it's really worked out well. But definitely a hammock in your camp. Gorgeous place to you want a bit of afternoon siesta, or just want to chill out, get the weight off your feet. Something nice and soft and comfortable rather than sitting on the hard wood. Great addition to any camp. So that's Buster's feeding area. Just hollowed a log out and put his dog's bowl in there. Saves him bending around or chasing his bowl around camp. So we come over to the right rear of the camp, and my wife built all this. Nice A-frame with a fire pit. So this year she's gonna do some nice cook-ups under here. Great, real natural shelter. I love that. She's done a great job of that. And the beauty of that, you've got an outside fire pit, so we can all sit around that. Whereas my fire pit over there, you can only sit under the lean-to. Lovely. And to the side, I've got my fridge area. Dug a hole in the ground, and that's where I keep all my cold stores under there. That's worked out great in the summer. It was 30, 33, 34 degrees, and it's quite shady here when all the leaves are on the trees, and kept it really cool. There's my scarecrow. We designed that because when we're away from camp from a distance it looks like someone's standing here, so just a bit of security really. It's quite effective at range. And then in the back is my living quarters. It's a 10-man Arctic tent from military surplus. That has been a great tent. That's been up a whole year now. Haven't done nothing to it, only put a liner in it really. And like I said, you want to check my videos out, you can see that in wind, snow, rain, heat. It's been through the lot. So come out of there and I've got the whole camp and the beautiful views to enjoy. It's been gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. The longer you can stay outside, the more you immerse yourself in nature. It's awesome, and it's only you that you have to kind of motivate. It's just you and nature. Great experience. I highly recommend it. I'm a 50-year-old guy, and you know, I've done bits and pieces in my life, but this has been one of my best experiences, spending a whole year outside. So much to learn about nature and so much to learn about yourself. And then to the side of the Arctic we get a lot of southwesterlies, so I stacked up some wood there just to give it a bit more protection and insulation if I get shorter wood. I have a wheelbarrow at camp, another great item to have, carting all your logs, moving soil and bits and pieces, and obviously bringing all my gear down. There's my wood store. That's normally pretty full. You know what it's like, you get through wood. Wood's like money, you never have enough of it. This is my range. So I've got an archery target that we made. At the bottom of that I've got a board with a target on there. I move that around. That's what I use for my 2.2 rifle. It's only an air rifle. And then over the back there is my crossbow target, and on the tree I've got one of them 2.2 target. My friend gave it to me, Robin. Cheers for that. It's come in really handy. Goes on the tree, collects the pellets as well. That's a great range, nice and out the way of the camp. So if people are at the camp and you do fancy a bit of shooting, there's no worries. But I hope you like what you've seen so far. I hope it's inspired you if you're into this kind of thing. You probably are if you've clicked on this video. But I've enjoyed every moment and just love being out in nature, love making things in nature, love making the camp comfortable, thinking about what you're doing. Really good. Right, we'll walk round now. We're going the Arctic tent, but this has been a great tent. It's a 10-man tent. I think you need a bit of space when you're camping out. This is the only dwelling pretty much that is on this camp, and it's been so good. It's been so comfortable, really warm. I've got a wood burner in there and bits and pieces, but I haven't struggled at all. Like I said, all different temperatures, different climates. It's been great. No floor in there either, just a bit of tarp. I haven't got a raised floor, and I've been warm. Had a few moments, you know, with rain leaking in on the floor and bits and pieces, but it hasn't created an issue. So welcome to me woodland home. Spent many a night or afternoon in here when the weather's been bad. So I've got the liner in, my wood burner there, my wood store that keeps it all dry. That wood burner's been great. It's only small, but it's I've been quite shocked of how effective the liner is. It's kept the heat in. I've got my dog's bed Good old Buster, he sits there quite near the burner. And the arrows hanging up in that corner above the dog's bed. There's my bed. Got a sofa bed, so that's a great addition to the camp. That just folds down in half, makes a nice bed. I've got a gas fire. When it's really cold, you just want that, you know, when you're cold and you just want a bit of heat on your hands or on your body, pretty much instant heat. I've got my stove that comes down here. That lives in my Land Rover normally, but we kind of double it up, put it in the Land Rover, and I use it at camp. That's a great stove, that is. That's a Kadak. Took the back off of it so it can, I've got more room in the Land Rover. But I've had many a brew on there and cook up. And coming round, I've got all my bits and pieces in there. Spare throw, my sleeping bag, a few tools. My kitchen area there. Plastic containers so the mice don't get in there. I've had a problem with the mice recently and last year. Then I knocked up this shelving unit, so I wanted to get some of the things off the floor, so that's been really great, really practical, having a shelving unit in your tent. Got my power pack, that's how I supply all my power. I've got 2 of them. When I'm on a longer term situation, I bring both, and a solar panel to charge them. I have some great times in here. It's lovely in here in the evening when you get the candles going and the wood burners going in the winter evenings. Great experience. Buster's gone into his bed. Buster, you're laying in that funny. Like I said, only just had the floor, just standard floor. I quite like it like this because you can just get in and out and you haven't got to worry about all the mud and wood carvings. You just all rot back down into nature's floor. I've had some wonderful moments in this place. It's on a private woodland, belongs to my friends. It's about 7.5 acres, and I can you know, pretty much do what I want on here, you know, from bushcraft to shooting my rifle to my crossbow, bit of archery. So I've got pretty much free rein. I've loved every moment of it. It's been awesome. So I put this video out because I've been here pretty much for a year, so I've done all the seasons, so I'm so chuffed. So any of you guys out there, I know there's a few of you that have been inspired watching my videos over the last year. If you do want to check it out, if you're new to the channel, you can look at all my past camp out videos of the Arctic series, and you can see what I've been getting up to, and some of the things that I've built on here are covered on there. And like I said, a whole year. Some of you have been following me the whole way. Really appreciate it. Leaving comments on every video, so I upload weekly. So it's been great. I hope you've really enjoyed the journey through my year's camp out, and I hope you've learned a few things yourself. And if you're new to the channel, I hope you like the camp, and hope you subscribe and go through my old content and pick bits out of it that you like or you want to do to your camp, or things you've got planned. I hope it serves a purpose. So thanks for watching, guys. Any questions, just leave them in the comments, and I'll get back to you. And any gear that you're interested in, I can get back to you, or you can just look at it in more depth through my other videos. So take care, guys, and see you on the next one. Enjoy the great outdoors.